If you dig into your soil and barely see a worm, that's not just bad luck, it's a warning sign. Worms are not optional extras in a garden, they are the living engine that keeps soil loose, fertile, and resilient. A garden without worms may still grow plants, but it will always struggle with compaction, poor drainage, weak root systems, and declining fertility over time. Today we're going to fix that, properly, not by buying worms in a bag, not by gimmicks, and not by chasing quick wins. We're going to talk about how worms actually live, what drives them away, and how to create conditions that pull them into your garden naturally and keep them there long term. Once you understand this, worms stop being something you hope for and start becoming something you manage by how you treat your soil. Why worms are the quiet workforce beneath your feet. Worms work every hour of the day without asking for anything fancy. As they burrow, they create stable tunnels that allow water to soak in instead of running off. Those tunnels also carry oxygen deep into the soil, which roots desperately need but often can't reach in compacted ground. As worms feed on organic matter, they convert it into castings. These castings are not just waste, they are, honestly, biologically active fertilizer, loaded with plant-available nutrients, enzymes, and beneficial microbes. Unlike synthetic fertilizers, worm castings don't burn roots or wash away easily, they sit exactly where plants need them. When worm populations are healthy, soil develops a crumbly structure that resists compaction and holds moisture without becoming waterlogged. That texture is not something you buy, it's something worms build for you. The fastest way to drive worms away is constant digging. If you want more worms, the first habit that has to go is digging and tilling. Worms rely on stable tunnels and consistent layers of soil. Every time soil is turned, those tunnels collapse and the worm habitat is destroyed. This is why no-dig gardening works so well for worm populations. Instead of turning soil, new beds are built by laying cardboard to suppress weeds and adding compost on top. Let roots die in place. Let old plant material break down where it stands. Within months, you'll see more worm activity without doing anything else. Worms follow food, and mulch is their invitation. Worms go where food is steady and protection is reliable. Mulch provides both. A thick layer of organic material keeps soil cool, moist, and shaded, exactly the conditions worms prefer. Compost works best in vegetable beds because it feeds both plants and worms. Wood chips are excellent in perennial beds and paths, breaking down slowly and building long-term structure. Fallen leaves are one of the most powerful worm attractors you can use. Spread them whole or shredded in autumn and let them sit. Mulch also protects worms from predators and prevents the soil surface from drying out. When worms feel safe near the surface, they work where plants benefit the most. Bare soil is honestly pretty hostile soil for worms. Worms, really avoid heat, sunlight, and dryness. Exposed soil actually creates all three of those conditions. Keeping soil covered year-round is one of the simplest ways to increase worm numbers. Dense planting really helps. Ground covers and closely spaced crops naturally shade the soil. In empty beds, cover crops or green manures give worms living roots to interact with and, organic matter to feed on. Leaving beds bare over winter is, honestly, one of the fastest ways to lose worm populations. If soil stays cool and moist, worms stay active near the surface, and really, that's where they do the most good. Compost is not optional if you want lasting worm populations. Homemade compost is honestly one of the strongest worm magnets you can create. When compost bins sit directly on soil, worms just move in naturally as the pile cools down. They feed on all that decaying material and the microbes growing on it. When that compost is spread on your garden beds, worms pull it down through the soil profile, improving structure and fertility as they go. The key here is consistency. Adding compost once and then stopping just won't build stable worm populations. Regular additions create a predictable food source that worms can rely on, year after year. Chemicals quietly destroy the worm ecosystem. Synthetic fertilizers, especially high-salt formulas, dry out soil and disrupt the conditions worms need to survive. Herbicides and pesticides go further, killing the soil organisms worms depend on for food. When soil biology collapses, worms either leave or die off. Switching to compost-based fertility and gentle organic feeds keeps soil life intact and supports worm activity naturally. Healthy soil becomes self-sustaining when worms, fungi, and bacteria are allowed to work together without interference. Buying worms rarely works, and here's why. It's tempting to buy worms and release them into beds, but this usually fails. Imported worms often can't adapt to local soil conditions and disappear quickly. The better approach is to build an environment worms want to move into on their own. When moisture, cover, and organic matter are consistent, local worms arrive naturally and establish permanent populations. That's the difference between forcing life into soil and inviting it to stay. When worms arrive, the soil tells you immediately. Within just a few months of changing how you treat your soil, you'll start to notice the difference. The soil becomes softer, drainage improves, and, plants start to root deeper and handle stress way better. You'll see worm casts on the surface after a rain, and that's a sure sign of active, healthy soil life. This isn't fast gardening, it's durable gardening. And once worms move in, they keep working whether you're watching or not. If you want soil that improves every season instead of declining, attracting worms is not optional, it's foundational. If you found this useful, subscribe to the Nature's Fix, share this with another gardener who's still fighting their soil, and let us know in the comments what changes brought worms back into your garden.